So, Mike, the 5 ways of energy, where are we with that now?
Well, you remember, when was it? I think it was at the beginning of the year when I said, don't be surprised if the sun wakes up with some strange activity, right?
Yeah.
If it does not stay as dormant as they were saying, if it starts waking up, that's due to external radiation. Clearly, the sun is being affected by external forces, and our heliosphere, likewise, failing in several parts, is because we need more flares to fix the heliosphere. If we don't have flares, we're done for. The solar winds are one thing, but flares really they actually hit spots in the heliosphere that strengthen the wall. And if we don't have those, well, we can't propel galactic cosmic rays like we should. And so what we have right now is penetration, constant penetration inbound, which, by the way, will cause a whole slew of issues and diseases and problems, especially bone problems, bone and nerve related issues with people. I know in the last few years or whatever, people have noticed faster decay in their bones. Now, we're not talking about the kids that were just born who are under the age of 22. We're talking about the people who were there before that, because the kids who were born who've been born during the time of higher radiation amounts, their bodies have grown a kind of resistance to radiation. And believe it or not, what they've been eating, because they like fast food, there are elements in the fast food that help to mitigate radiation exposure, believe it or not. And so, but there's an issue with it's in animals too. A lot of animals that are older right now, they've had some pretty horrific bone issues, but this is a and skin problems from radiation. Right now, with some of the exotic radiation that's coming through, the winter time kind of fools you a little bit, because the radiation is real, but the cold weather makes it feel like your skin is not being bothered. Don't be fooled by that. I always have a warning I give people: stay out of direct sunlight as much as you can. Don't absorb too much of the sun's radiation, because the radiation its penetration ability is much stronger than what it used to be. So you're going to, radiation is cumulative in the body, which means it builds up over time. It does not go away. And if, you get like I am, you'll absorb too much and you can't take a flight. You can't fly anymore. You can't do anything, those things anymore, because you have too much radiation. So it's best to stay out of direct sunlight as best you can, because it can cause weird problems with the magnetosphere fluctuations that we've been having in several parts of the earth. Nausea has been a big issue, and hot flashes for both male and female have been an issue. And I know the males are freaking out a little bit over hot flashes. Like, what in the world is this? Microwave reflection. They cause phenomena. They'll reflect microwaves from their emission points back down to the earth. Now, these are microwaves that we send out of the standard technology, but these galactic cosmic rays will cause like a shield effect, making it go right back down to the earth. So we have a slew of radiation problems. As far as notable pulses coming through, they're so sporadic right now. It is ridiculous. It's almost like when you get closer to the source, a radiation source, the closer you get to it, the more frequent the bands of the pulses that come through. The further you are away from it, the more distant the bands are. Well, there's these disturbances in space, if you were to track them over about maybe 10 years, you'll see that they were of greater distance 10 years ago than they are now. Now the pulses are almost back to back. They're starting to be in that relentless category. And this will continue to cause the Earth to overcharge. And the Earth right now is very sensitive to external powers like the sun, solar flares. The Earth, if they're polarized right, we can take solar flares, but what the Earth does is it absorbs all that radiation, and then the Earth emits gamma rays at the poles, causing the Van Allen belts to flare out, is what happens. And it's very important to know that the Earth supplies the radiation for the Van Allen belts. That's very important to note. They cause all the radiation for that. It's not something external, it's something from the Earth, which means the Earth is cranking out radiation all the time, right? This Earth is perfectly balanced, and I mean perfectly balanced. But that balance is being offset by all this influx of galactic cosmic rays, which affect the sun and us, which in turn affects us. So it's all like a big loop. And so as the conditions continue to degrade, get ready for the more and more spectacular lights in the heavens. And of course, I said here on your show, I believe, that when people start seeing the auroras and they become common, or people go out at night and look at the pretty lights, it's a danger sign. That's a dangerous sign.
That's going to happen tonight, Mike. That's going to happen tonight. Actually, we're expecting tonight here in Indiana. As soon as I get off the air tonight, I'm going to go walk out there and look. But I'm hearing.
Yes, don't you?
What's that mean?
You know what that is? The auroras. Those are high-speed collisions taking place right over your head, like CERN collisions, right? The same collisions they have in CERN. These are high-speed particles, and when they hit oxygen molecules or nitrogen molecules, they light up different colors at different altitudes. And so this is what that's what you're seeing. These things imply that we're just we're getting slammed with a bunch of stuff, and so I know that everybody. Pretty soon, they're going to be observing these things at sunset. Oh, it's the most beautiful sky. This is what people will begin to say, and then the lights start. But I know that shortly after that time, that'll be it. When you start seeing auroras in the sky, they become so usual, right?
Yeah.
That people are looking. I know for a fact, it won't be months after that. We're going to be hit somewhere in the oceans with a very large impact.
What? My time out!
Stake everything on me on that one.
Are you saying the impact from an asteroid or from
a big piece of debris?
Whoa!
Likely in our oceans, a big piece of debris. When you see when the auroras become common, especially in the U.S. and mid to southern parts, when they become common or frequent. Then coming after that, I'm telling you, we'll be lucky if we happen to see. I suspect, and I do trust one will hit the sea, but that'll be the beginning
Bible. But that's the Bible,
things.
Mike. As you know, that's Revelation 8:8. It talks about the sea getting hit, wiping out a third of the boats, the ships on the ocean, killing a third of the fish in the ocean. I mean, are we getting close? So you're saying that these are signs that the auroras and all of this debris, this charged particles, this radiation, all of this auroras are the precursors to the deep impacts.
They are one single event. And the one that hits in the ocean, Pastor Paul, that won't be the one. That will not be the big one. That's by no means going to be the big one.
You mean there's going to be one bigger?
No, it'll be more than that.